You pop that multivitamin every morning without thinking twice. A small pill, a simple habit, a promise of health in a bottle. But what if I told you that the very thing you believe is protecting your body might be quietly working against it? That your good intentions could be feeding silent imbalances, risking organ damage, even making you feel worse, all without you realizing? Multivitamins. Are they a safeguard or a slow sabotage? This isn't about fear-mongering. It is about pulling back the curtain on something millions of people do every single day and never question. Because when it comes to nutrients, we've been taught that more is always better. That if one vitamin is good, two must be great. But biology doesn't work that way. The human body is a delicate system, and when we throw in more than it needs, things can tip fast and hard. Let's be real. Most of us live busy, chaotic lives. We skip meals, eat on the go, crash at night, and hope a pill can fill in the blanks. I used to be the same. I once stacked my supplements like trophies: multivitamin, fish oil, magnesium, vitamin D, and zinc until one day I woke up with chronic fatigue, blurry vision, and pounding headaches. And I couldn't figure out why I felt worse the healthier I tried to be. Until I dug deeper. Until I found that too much of a good thing isn't just a saying it as a biological fact. Today, we're going to unpack that. We'll look at what multivitamin overload really means. We'll explore the hidden risks, the myths we buy into, the subtle signs your body gives you, and what science says about safe, smart supplementation. No scare tactics, just facts, stories, and hard questions we all need to ask before swallowing another capsule. Because health isn't about piling on, it's about balance. And sometimes, less is the medicine. Let's start where this story usually begins, with good intentions and a shelf full of pills. 1. The multivitamin myth. Insurance in a bottle? Multivitamins are marketed like a safety net. Just in case. You don't eat enough greens? Take a pill. Tired? Take a pill. Want glowing skin? Take a pill. We've been sold the idea that vitamins are harmless helpers, that they'll patch up our dietary holes without any side effects. But here's the truth. Our bodies aren't built to handle megadoses of everything, every day. Unlike nutrients from food, which come in gentle, balanced forms with fiber, enzymes, and cofactors, synthetic supplements can flood the bloodstream with levels far beyond what's natural. Take vitamin A. You need it for vision, immunity, and skin. But in excess, it can build up in your liver, leading to nausea, dizziness, hair loss, even liver damage. It's fat-soluble, which means it doesn't flush out easily. And many multivitamins give you 100% or more of the daily recommended amount, sometimes double that on top of what's already in your food. Then there's iron, crucial for energy and oxygen transport. But too much? It oxidizes, creating free radicals, damaging organs, and putting strain on your heart and liver. One woman in her 40s ended up in the ER with abdominal pain and fatigue the culprit. She was unknowingly taking a multivitamin with iron every day, even though she didn't need the extra iron. Her ferritin levels were dangerously high. We think vitamins are like water: take what you need, pee out the rest. But that's not how it always works. Fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K stick around. E and K. Iron, zinc, copper, and selenium trace minerals, they accumulate. And the line between enough and too much is thinner than we're told. 2. Biohacking. Gone wrong. The over-supplementation culture. In recent years, biohacking has exploded, optimizing health, boosting cognition, extending life. And supplements are at the heart of it. Multivitamins, nootropics, greens powders, liver pills, mushroom stacks. But this optimization obsession can backfire fast. One tech entrepreneur shared how he was taking over 20 supplements a day and started developing neuropathy in his feet. Blood tests showed toxic levels of B6, a vitamin known to cause nerve damage in high doses. He thought he was upgrading his brain, but he was poisoning his nerves. The problem is, when you layer on supplements without understanding interactions, you can create dangerous imbalances. Too much calcium can block magnesium. Excess zinc can deplete copper. High doses of vitamin D without K2 can lead to calcium buildup in arteries. One pill may look safe on its own, but stack it with 5 others, plus fortified cereals and protein shakes, and you're in risky territory. And the kicker? Most people taking multivitamins aren't even deficient. Studies show that those who supplement regularly often have better diets than average. They're the health-conscious crowd already getting enough from food. So the extra nutrients aren't solving a problem. They're adding stress to a system that wasn't missing anything in the first place. 3. Your body on overload, subtle signs, and silent damage. Multivitamin overload doesn't always scream. It whispers. It might look like brain fog that won't go away, stomach cramps you can't explain, chronic fatigue that lingers, anxiety spikes, hair thinning, a weird metallic taste. You go to the doctor and nothing shows up, but your supplement drawer is overflowing. Too much B3, niacin, can cause skin flushing and liver toxicity. Excess selenium can make your hair brittle, your breath smell like garlic, and your mood swing. High vitamin E has been linked to increased risk of stroke in some studies. It's not always obvious, and it's rarely diagnosed because few doctors are trained to look at nutrient overload. A young athlete once shared how his hands started tingling and his balance was off. MRI scans showed no neurological damage. It took 6 months before a nutritionist found he was taking massive doses of B6 from multiple energy supplements. Once he stopped, his symptoms faded. Sometimes the body gives clear signals. Other times, it just quietly shifts, wears down organs, stresses systems, confuses the immune response, and we chalk it up to just getting older, when in fact, our bodies are waving a red flag. 4. Children, seniors, and sensitive groups. Higher risk, lower tolerance. Now imagine giving that same daily megadose to a 5-year-old, or an 80-year-old with kidney disease, or a pregnant woman. The risks multiply. Children's bodies are still developing, their organs are smaller, their detox systems aren't fully mature. A chewable multivitamin with high vitamin A or iron can be toxic in just a few extra doses. There have been cases of accidental vitamin D overdoses in toddlers leading to vomiting, dehydration, and hospitalization. Elderly people often take multiple medications. Add a multivitamin and you get interactions. Vitamin K can interfere with blood thinners. Too much magnesium can cause diarrhea or drop blood pressure dangerously low. Kidneys that are already compromised can't clear excess nutrients efficiently, and buildup happens faster. Pregnant women need more of certain nutrients, but not all. Excess vitamin A during pregnancy has been linked to birth defects. And some women, trying to be extra careful, unknowingly take both a prenatal and a standard multivitamin, doubling their intake. This isn't about paranoia. It's about precision. Supplements aren't candy, and different bodies need different things, not a one-size-fits-all fix. 5. The science gap. Why recommended daily allowance isn't the ceiling. One of the biggest misconceptions is that the recommended daily allowance RDA is a target and more is better. But the RDA is designed to meet the needs of most healthy people. Not all. And certainly not to be exceeded casually. Above the RDA, there's something called the tolerable upper intake level, UL. That's the point at which risk of harm increases. But here's the thing. Many supplements don't list the UL. They proudly show 200% of your daily vitamin C or 300% of your B12. As if that's a benefit. But in some cases, especially when combining products, you can easily exceed the UL without realizing it. And the UL doesn't account for long-term exposure. A little bit over, every day, for years. What does that do? Science is still catching up. Most supplement studies are short. Most regulations are loose. And unlike prescription drugs, supplements aren't required to prove long-term safety before being sold. We're navigating blind, in a sense trusting that if it's on a shelf, it must be safe. But remember, arsenic is natural. Cyanide is found in seeds. Natural isn't the same as harmless. And the dose always matters. 6. The psychological trap, health anxiety, and supplement addiction. Here's something few people talk about, the emotional side of over-supplementing. For some, it starts with a health scare or a chronic illness. They feel dismissed by doctors. They turn to Google, to forums, to stacks of bottles that promise energy, detox, focus, weight loss, hormone balance, and they start chasing health through capsules. It becomes a ritual. A sense of control, a security blanket. I take this just in case. What if I stop and something bad happens? I read this helps with fatigue. And slowly they add more and more until their day revolves around timing pills, avoiding food interactions, managing side effects. It's not always about nutrients anymore. It's about fear. And the supplement industry thrives on that fear with promises of perfection in powder form. But health isn't in a pill. It's in your sleep, your food, your relationships, your stress levels. Supplements can support, but they can also become a crutch that hides the real work. 7. Smarter. Supplementing, what to do instead. So what's the better path? First, test, don't guess. If you're concerned about deficiencies, get your blood work done. Measure levels of vitamin D, B12, iron, magnesium, ferritin, homocysteine. See what your body actually needs. Second, go food first. Whole foods come with built-in checks and balances. An orange doesn't just give you vitamin C, it gives you fiber, bioflavonoids, hydration, and satiety. You're not likely to overdose on spinach, but with pills, you absolutely can. Third, simplify. If you're generally healthy and eat a balanced diet, you might not need a multivitamin at all. Or maybe you just need vitamin D in winter. Or iron during heavy periods. Focused supplementation, based on real needs, is safer and often more effective. Fourth, track your symptoms. If you're feeling worse, anxious, bloated, exhausted, look at your supplement list. It might be doing more harm than good. And lastly, work with professionals who understand both medicine and nutrition. A registered dietitian, a functional doctor, or an integrative practitioner can help you find the right balance, not just follow trends. You deserve clarity, not confusion. We live in a world that sells us solutions by the bottle, but real health doesn't come from excess. It comes from awareness, from asking better questions, from understanding that your body is wise and more isn't always more. So the next time you reach for that multivitamin, pause. Ask yourself, do I need this? Or am I just afraid of not being perfect? You deserve to feel good, not overwhelmed, not overloaded. Let your choices reflect trust, not fear. If this resonated with you, if you've ever felt lost in the supplement aisle or confused by your own symptoms, you're not alone. Drop a comment below with your experience. What have you learned? What surprised you? Let's open the conversation because this stuff matters. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe. We're here to question what's normal, to share stories that stick, and to build a community that values health over hype. Your body isn't a chemistry experiment. It's your home. Take care of it like it matters, because it does.